One of the midos that Rav Yisrael Salanter describes in his 13 midos of how we have to live our lives is menuchas hanefesh, is peace of mind. And yet another place, he says that a person who lives his life with total serenity and peace of mind, it's clear he's not on the way of Hashem. So what does that mean? What's that contradiction about? Because life is about balance, and life's challenges and growing and seeking truth is going to lead us to a turbulent life, because this is Olam HaSheker. It's a world of falsehood. And when we seek truth in a world of falsehood, we're going to come up against all kinds of challenges that are necessary part of our growth. So how are we supposed to find menuchas and nefesh if we're seeking truth in a world of falsehood? Through balance. We're right now in a conflict of real good versus evil, light versus darkness, truth versus sheker. The whole world is full of a sheker, and the light of Am Yisrael is shining a bright light of truth, and yet it's brought us into tremendous conflict being that light. Why would a nation that could have a very nice life, Iran is a beautiful land, they could have a very, very nice life, why are the leadership pouring so much resources into destroying a relatively tiny nation? What do they have? What do they see? Clearly the forces of evil see the force of goodness and they cannot tolerate it. So simply by being the voice of truth, by being the voice of goodness, by being the moral voice and the compass in the world of connection to Hashem, in our way of purity, we trigger the evil in the world, and they're going to come out to get us. So we're in a situation right now where there's a lot of strife, there's a lot of challenge, there's a lot of potential for stress and worry. War is definitely not a peaceful activity. So how do we create the balance? This is one of my favorite places. Is one of my favorite places. It's the valley near my home. It's a valley right near my home where a few times a week I'll come out here for a walk and sit down and be inspired by this olive grove filled with peace, filled with the sounds of birds. This is how I create balance in my life. Balance between supporting women going through really serious things in a world of falsehood where their truth is so hidden inside themselves, and feeling good about themselves seems like a distant dream. And I work so hard to support women feeling great about themselves, believing in themselves no matter what. So I come here to de-stress. And one day when I was sitting here, I just sort of turned this way and I saw these trees, the olive trees, how they kind of seem to be communicating together to me. We have received a teaching from Nachman Breslov that the very grasses speak to us. Rav Asher Freund would encourage people to go out into the field and talk to Hashem in the field and daven in the field. And the trees, the grasses of Eretz Yisrael are certainly singing a song and talking. I don't necessarily hear what they're saying, I wish I did. But just being here, for me, brings me peace. It creates a balance in my life. People ask me, how do you hold space for all of the pain and the trouble that people bring? So I want to take you into my world in one of my favorite places. So now you've seen my favorite place. I tried to reconstruct it. This is my first effort. I thought it wasn't bad. Then, so this is what I finally made of it. I wanted to bring that inspiring piece of Eretz Yisrael with its trees and grasses, this tranquility and peace of mind that it brings to me, into my house in a way that I could sit with it, breathe it. Just looking at it brings me that peace of mind. What does peace of mind give us? It brings the balance from the tirfas hadas, from the craziness of mind, of our minds racing. Our minds are filled with, how do we solve this problem? How do we solve that problem? How do we think about this? How do we think about that? Sometimes we have to take ourselves out of that craziness of mind into peace of mind to create balance. And from that place, we can come closer to Hashem,